got no answers to what's going on. However long it lasts, we gotta hold on. Is the government doing us wrong? Stringing us along, finding new ways to treat us uncivilly wrong. Can't even hug a loved ones, yo, you making me sick. Social distancing, yo, ain't that a bitch? Just yesterday I showed you love and dapped you up. Now they have us paranoid and afraid to touch with masks and gloves.
That was the premiere of We Deserve Answers by Kool Ken, Zone15 Produkkionz. Yeah, I was definitely impressed and moved by your lyricism, by the visuals that were put together for the video. And I'm grateful that you sent it to me, which helped to prompt me to organize an interview with you.
Honestly, I just wanted you to see it, and I'm thankful and honored that you wanted to interview me. Appreciate it.
I think in these times, personally, I'm looking for substance and things to help push through the times, and comment and social commentary and art that helps me to push through these times, and I think that's a good piece. Of course, there's a lot of similarity within my own self, and I'm sure others, with just wondering what's going on. With COVID. You speak about firsthand knowing someone that had passed.
Correct.
As a result,
great guy, great MC, and it's just crazy for it to happen to him or to anybody, but to know somebody that's caring as he was. He was a real cool dude. Like for out of all the people that I've met within the industry, he's one of those guys that would do anything for anybody. Extremely talented, one of a kind with his lyricism. He's the real deal. Fred the Godson, rest in peace.
You mentioned there's a lot of different things you can talk about within the song, but I think the part of it that I was thinking to ask you about was just not trusting, what you're being presented. And a lot of what you mentioned in the song kind of relates to just reflections on everything. All those images that I saw. Playgrounds with kids.
Right.
absent playgrounds with just like a ghost town.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want to over talk, but yeah, just thought you might say a few words on that.
That's exactly what I felt, and that's what we showed. Everything I said, we were able to show it. All the questions that we've asked, we were able to find imagery and images of the stuff that's going on out there. People are having questions of, is it radio waves from 5G? It's possible. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's so many questions that are out there. I just don't know what to trust. It seems as if now nobody dies from anything else. It's kind of like death has been halted, other than COVID-19 related deaths. That's what's being reported, and that's what's being advertised and released through the public. So everybody is so paranoid and afraid, rightfully so. But I choose not to be. I just want to, drive on my faith and I've been clean. I've been washing my hands. I've been, all the practices that I've done, to stay healthy, because I don't want to catch the flu. I don't want to get pneumonia. I don't want to get these deadly diseases that are out here. Cancer is a disease that, there's no cure for. I don't want to get cancer, and I send my prayers to all people, who are battling all of these diseases that have all of a sudden taken a back seat. And I just don't understand why. I don't understand why this particular disease is, why did it move to the forefront? Because I don't know if it's biological warfare. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of questions that we have. But I just say to the people out there, just be safe, be careful, stay healthy. Do the right stuff that you can. Don't be paranoid though. You can't be paranoid. You have to live. You still have to survive. We all have to survive.
Yeah. Could probably talk about the vaccines, there's a whole lot of stuff we could talk about.
Yeah.
That are all subjects within themselves. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to talk more about Zone15 Productions. I think more so I realize how much so that Zone15 Productions is a company, and it's something you've been going under for a number of years, and you've been producing content within for a number of years, and I'm assuming you're from Lincoln Heights.
Correct. From Lincoln Heights, Ohio. Zone15. That's where that comes from. The reason why I call it Zone15 is because a lot of people don't know this story, but I'll tell this story. I'm one of the elders, so to speak, of the community now. I no longer live in Lincoln Heights. One day I would like to move back. I truly do. I want to move back and help. But when I was in high school, I just happened to be in the office. I wasn't in trouble this particular time, but I was in the office and I heard one of the secretaries say, "Send this package to Zone 42, is what she said. I was like, "What's Zone 42? And at this time, I was about in the 10th grade or so. She said, "What's Zone 42? I asked her, "What's Zone 42? She said, "Oh, Zone 42, 42 is the postal code to Sharonville." So I was like, "What's a postal code?" She said, "Well, the postal code are the last 2 digits of the zip code." And during this time, Lincoln Heights, we did not go by Zone 15. We went by the Heights or Lincoln Heights. They knew where we were from. So when I got this little bit of information, I hear her say, Zone 42. So I said, "So does that mean I'm from Zone 15? And she said, "Zone 15. She said, 15 Zone Lincoln Heights." "Yep." She said, "The 15, that would be Lincoln Heights." So I was like, "All right." So I took that and ran with it and started tagging the hood and Zone 15 everywhere. And 30 years later, 35 years later, everybody knows where Zone 15 is now. People, they claim you got Lincoln Heights, Lockland, Woodlawn, Wyoming. They claim Zone 15. But Zone 15 is Lincoln Heights. Now, we do have some Lincoln Heights people move to Woodlawn and so forth. So it's actually, it is what it is, Woodlawn, Lincoln Heights. But when you say Zone 15, is the heart of Zone 15 is Lincoln Heights.
Are you saying that people weren't calling it Zone 15 until you discovered that?
Yes, close to it, yes.
Okay, because that's and that's pretty at this point. I can't say that I know. I have relatives that grew up in the area. My father-in-law went to Princeton, and you know, grew up in Lincoln Heights. But you know, he's kind of a little a portal for me into you know, more about that area. I don't know. Does everyone call it the Zone at this point?
Yeah, now it's called the Zone. You know, the Zone. Zone
Yeah.
15. You
Yeah.
know, Zone 15, people know exactly what you're talking about. But you know, it's just crazy how it spread. You know, we you know, it's known now. You know, it's known now. It is what it is. But that's how it happened from my perspective. You know what I mean? You can possibly have somebody else saying, "Oh no, that's not how it happened." Da 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 da. Trust me, there was no tags in Lincoln Heights till I did it. There was no graffiti in Lincoln Heights till I did it. And you know, it's 30 years down the line. You know what I mean? But I'm the one that tagged the school down to school. I tagged the swimming pool. I did the fence. I did all that stuff because, you know, we were impressionable. We watched Beach Street, and you know, Beach Street. They were doing the graffiti, and you know, I went out to California, to LA with my grandparents, and we did graffiti out there. That's when I first actually did it, in 1984. Graffiti out there in California, and then came back to Lincoln Heights. So 84, 85 is when I started the graffiti in Lincoln Heights. So I was 14, 15 years old doing that. And nobody knew because we were called the unknown artists. It was me and my cousin, my homeboy, me, Funky Rod, and KT. Shout out to them. They were with me. They can attest to it. And Lincoln Heights knows they know the myth. They didn't know who did it, but it was me.
Have you gone on an interview, talked about this before?
No, this first.
Hey, that's exclusive right there, man.
Yeah, that's the very first time to talk about it. But it's the truth, you know what I mean? It's the truth. But yeah, I did, you know. I apologize, y'all, but
man, that's history, man. You know, that's you know, and I you know what I've learned about, you know, the little I've learned about Lincoln Heights, there's a lot of history there. What is in terms of black neighborhoods, what is it about Lincoln Heights in terms of, there's one fact that it's like on the top of my tongue.
Lincoln Heights was the first black city above the Mason-Dixon line. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, up over, you know, Kentucky, whatnot. Lincoln Heights was the first black city. It was a city. It wasn't a village. You know, it was a city. So it had its own mayor, police department, fire department. It was self-sufficient. So Lincoln Heights definitely has history.
Shit, we need to be moving there.
Right. That's the goal, man. We want to get it back to where it needs to be. But it takes capital, you know. It takes money. And so that's what we're trying to put together, get the money together, get the zoning properties right, and see if we can build it back up.
Yeah, Elements did a project 2 years ago where we worked with Princeton middle school students, and they wrote poetry about food deserts. And they were talking about, you know, I think just talking about inner city neighborhoods where there's a lot lack of, you know, healthy groceries and grocery stores. And then we took those young people to meet people in Lincoln Heights. We went to the elementary school, I want to say, and we went to the corner store that used to be a club.
Okay, so your Fancies now. It's called
Fancies. Yeah, we went to Fancies and met the owner of Fancies.
Yeah, it's Fancy. Shout out to Fancy, Jim Maben. And Durance Daniels, he lives in Lincoln Heights. he's a young brother, up and coming. He's doing great things in Lincoln Heights. He's put together a coalition of citizens they have a garden. They're trying to, teach the kids how to farm and to do their own gardening. So I definitely got to shout him out because he's one of the young guys and he needs some help. He's in his 30s, you know what I mean? And he's doing a heck of a job in Lincoln Heights. So then we have some people there that are doing great. Kathy Goodwin has not left Lincoln Heights. She's doing great. Jeannie Stinson. And it's a host of others. I apologize if I forget some names, but those are the ones that stand out to me right now, that haven't left Lincoln Heights and that are doing their best to rebuild and help. So,
well, maybe the last question that I have for you, talk about Zone15 Productions and, your content. Talk about where that comes from, how you choose to work on certain content. I've just noticed that there's a certain culture for Zone15 Productions and what comes out of it. Stop the violence. It's all right. You just released that recently. And then we deserve answers. I'm ready to eat. There may be some other pieces that I haven't seen and I'm not mentioning. But just those pieces, have give me a sense, a certain vibe. So maybe talk about that.
So Zone15 Productions is committed to producing and releasing positive music. I don't want it to necessarily be boxed in to a certain genre, but the one thing is going to be clean. It's going to be positive. Some of the stuff is social political. We talk about the injustices because we want equality for all. I don't want to promote the negative side of society. We have a lot of great Black people walking this country that are begging to be respected. And sometimes we don't get that respect because you have music out there that's being promoted, and this is no shot at anybody, but if they're only promoting one style of music, people tend to take that and group everybody in that genre. You know what I mean? Hip hop is the umbrella for rap music, for trap music, for gangster music, for all of that. But those other genres, they need their own lane. But we need an opportunity to have some balance within what we listen to. When I was coming up, there was gangster music. You know what I mean? It was crazy stuff out there, but it was a balance. Because you can, there are times when I want to listen to some stupid stuff, but you listen to it in the right settings. You don't play music that's going to be degrading women and cussing people out, not in front of your grandmother, mother, sister. You don't do that, and then you don't carry that out. Sometimes you listen to the stuff and you're like, what, he said that? You kind of laugh at it a little bit, but it's different now. People now, they're making this music and they're living up to it. They're speaking what they're actually doing and how they actually feel. And there are literally people who have been arrested because of their songs, because of their music. So I just try to put some positivity out there, to give a different viewpoint, to give a viewpoint of professionalism. Because I go to work every day. You know what I mean? I'm not on the block. So I'm not going to share that imagery. I'm not going to share that because I want to share a different route. Like you can look at Kool Ken and say, okay, Kool Ken, he's selling cars and then he goes to the studio. That's what I do, you know. Kool Ken, he goes to wrestling practice, then he goes to the studio. Like I'll make music literally for my team so they can work out to or whatever. And sometimes they make fun of it because they're young, they don't understand, you know what I mean? They like, oh, that's Kool Ken, you know, they have fun with it. But for the most part, man, everybody nowadays, I shouldn't say everybody, but it's a lot of kids out there who are confused because of what they're presented with. You know, they have to live up to a certain lifestyle or certain expectations that they don't really want to. You know, those expectations can get you killed or get you locked up for life. So I just try to give them a different viewpoints. That's all. That's what we try to do. Not saying that we're the best at it or anything like that, but we just want to give the kids and the world, some people, everybody, we just want to give you a different viewpoint.
Just want to say we appreciate you and Zone15 Productions for what you do.
Thank you.
Definitely, you know, a lot of people have definitely seen what you worked on. You know, local, especially here in Cincinnati. You know, I remember the Stop the Violence video. You know, you brought together a lot of people.
Yeah.
In that piece. You know, and that you know,
gifts I think is bringing people together. Because I can call a lot of people, and typically they say yes because they know it's going to be professional, they know it's going to be organized, and they know it's going to be handled properly, and it's going to be released. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't do work and just sit on it. You know, we do the actual work, and then we release it. So that's what's given me the opportunity to travel throughout the country, to give me the opportunity to DJ at different places throughout the country. So I'm just looking forward to this next chapter because for a minute there, I was getting frustrated and I thought I'd take a step back because of people who I knew that was talented. I wanted them to be like the front men. I wanted to be in the back. You know what I mean? I wanted to, because I know the business side of it, and I couldn't get their cooperation, but I'm not a quitter, man. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? I love hip hop, and I don't care if you listen to it or not. I'm gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? I can literally make a song, and I can listen to it because my stuff is gonna inspire me. It's gonna motivate me to continue striving for my goals. And that's what the music does for me. It's therapeutic, you know, and I say it in my rhymes, you know, it's therapeutic to me. You know, I love music. I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for the money. I literally do it because it's therapeutic. It makes me feel good. You know, I can get down because we're human, you know. I can be mad and I can go listen to some Kool Ken and it's going to calm me down. It's going to chill me out.
Yep. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that in the It's All Right joint.
Yeah.
And you know, talking about just, you know, losing a loved one, that being one of the most difficult hardships to keep going through.
Death is the one thing that we all have in common. No matter who you are, no matter what walk of life you're from, no matter what your economic status is, we've all lost some loved ones. You know, everybody's had that hardship, and that's tough. And I had to, you know, I know so many people. With me knowing so many people, that means I have to experience that more so than others. And what has helped me to not necessarily overcome it, but to accept it and deal with life and death is that I remember the good times. You know what I mean? I remember all the good times. You know, having that's the good part. You know what I mean? That's the good part of life. Like if I think of my grandfather, I think of his smile, my grandmother, my aunties, my friends, my you know, my loved ones. I think of all the good times, and it doesn't make me sad. It cheers me up. It cheers me up. It truly does. And so if it's anybody out there that's going through this difficult time, if you lost a loved one, just keep them in your heart. Keep them in your heart. Just think of those good times, and it will cheer you up. You don't want to think of the bad times. You don't want to be selfish over it either, because it's life. We're all going to be called home one day. We don't know when. So while we're here, we just got to cherish those good times, those great memories that we're able to remember, and share those moments and that time with your loved ones. So it definitely works for me. And if, like I said, if it's anybody out there listening, if you can practice that, it'll help you too.
Really enjoyed our conversation. I enjoy having conversations with like-minded folks, and I've always felt that way about you. So, I mean, it's been really, really nice. And I hope that folks, definitely benefit from hearing, the words in our conversation, watching the video. Hopefully they'll subscribe to you. I'm sure they can find you online, just Kool Ken with a K.
Yes, sir. It's Kool Ken Z15. That's pretty much everything. All my social media. I even have a TikTok. Man, I'll be clowning all the time. So I like that. TikTok being silly. Just started that just a couple of weeks ago with my daughter. But yeah, Kool Ken Z15, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please subscribe. It's going to be positive stuff that you can share with your family. You can listen to it anywhere. I don't really have any cuss words in my music. I do have a couple in this We Deserve Answers, but it's relative to what I was speaking about. And I thought really, really, really hard about those 2 words, that was in there. And they stood out because I don't ever cuss. You know what I mean? So to put those 2 words in that particular song, is kind of powerful.
Yeah, these are very serious times.
Yes.
Very serious times. They keep using. I'm tired of the unprecedented time. I'm tired of the word, but that's what they are.
Unprecedented times. It surely is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Again, people out there, the music is available. It's on iTunes. If you have it, it's on Spotify. Please share it. Share it with your family and friends. Send it across seas. Let's get it out there, y'all.
Definitely subscribe and share the music, y'all. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more things together, Ken. And through Elements, through Zone 15.
Anything
in person. Yeah.
I'll be honored to help. Anything, just let me know.
Word up. All right, y'all. That's all we got for today. Just wishing you all peace on the other side of this visual screen here. Peace out.
Peace, y'all.
Yo, once again, this is Abdullah Powell. Thank you guys for tuning in to our Artist Spotlight interviews. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. You can look us up at Elements Cincinnati or Elements Hip Hop. You should be able to find us.
Rest in heavenly peace. It's your boy Kool Ken. One love. Peace. Holla at your boy.
Ain't no sunshine